Hey there, welcome to this acrylic painting lesson. I'm Mike Ferris. In this video, I'm going to go over all the steps involved with this glass piece. Check out the description box below for a list of colors and materials. And if you'd like the traceable image, that's available down in the description box over on Patreon. So now, let's jump in. I'll be getting started on my 8x10 pre-stretched canvas. As you can see, I've got my image now laid out. And I've got my number 11 flat brush to start with to fill in the background. So on my palette, I'm going to have some Phthalo Blue, permanent black, and titanium white. This is primarily all I'm going to use, as this is very monochromatic type of painting, meaning it's basically just one value and it's varied just a little bit. So starting off, I'm just going to take just a teeny bit of blue. That might even be a little bit too much. Okay, some black into that. So I'm going to make this very light Payne's gray color. And Payne's gray, of course, is permanent black and phthalo blue. And let's see, I'm thinking maybe a touch more black into that. I just want to dull that a little bit more. Okay, something maybe like this, yeah. Okay, more white. Maybe something about this value here. Okay, just something very light. And I'll just fill in the background, and for now I'm just going to go around the glass and I'll start putting the values inside of it, and we're going to get this nice transparent shining looking fancy little elegant glass here in just a moment. Okay, without cleaning, I'm just going to get some titanium white now, and I want to give some more of a light kind of play into this a little bit. It's going to really show some light, kind of a light source. There we go. I was looking for the right way to say this. And yeah, just kind of working this in, kind of dusting it up a little bit, laying some more color down as I push harder with the brush, and then very little with the very edges of the brush. I just like to kind of dust it up a little bit, you know, kind of blend that in. See, something like that. Okay, a little bit more white. And things are starting to light up here a little bit, this background. And now what I'll do is I'll take some more of this color now. See, that's that not as bright. And I want to go in here. And actually, I'm going to get a little bit more black. See, just a teeny bit. Not much. I just kind of want to gray this down, maybe darken it just a little bit. Okay, something like that. And right in here, just kind of want to darken it just a teeny bit like it is. See, it's barely any. Just kind of fade that up a little bit and kind of over this way. Okay, so something kind of like this. Okay, so I'm going to go now to my 3/4 angle brush here, and this is going to be perfect for getting all these detail lines and keeping everything intact and not going outside. And this is the perfect brush for doing all these little small things and keeping all the lines crisp and precise. So with that, I'm going to now take some more black, and I'm going to go into this color that I made here. Okay, just kind of something like that. I don't need to add any more blue into this because the blue really is just to give it, like I said, a very subtle hint without it actually telling your eye that it's blue. You know what I mean? So in that case, I don't need any more. Okay, so, but I do want some more black. This is going to be some shadow here for the top of the rim. And let's see, I'm just going to start just kind of like up here. See, at the very tip of this, I can get in here really well. And I'm going to do this number here. Okay, and that's just going to start to set this glass off. I can push a little harder to get a thicker line, just a little bit. And I really want to see, I'm going to get a little bit more water onto my brush now, because if I have a little water, it'll flow better and it'll give more of a crisp line. But and then again, too much water will render me a very thin coat, and it'll actually run kind of off the canvas and it won't lay down very well. So I don't want too much water, just a teeny bit. And it keeps me from doing fuzzy lines and helps me to get in here very nice and precise. Okay, just kind of like that. And I'm gonna go over here. See a little break in it right here. And it gives this realism to it. Okay. Now I'm gonna start right here on this. And just take it this way. Okay, just kind of like that. Let's see. Also under here. All right. Okay, loading some more paint up. I'm going to come down here, and I usually like to go one stroke just to keep it from flaring out, and I can get that nice line on there like that. See that? And I can kind of follow my line here without going outside of it. All right, and then I'm just going to sort of lightly drag this in. I'm going to get this ready to get blended out into something else that's going to be in here. Okay, for a different value that'll blend kind of up to that. Okay, so just dragging this in again. And as paint's running off the brush, you can see the brush dries out, and then with the paint left, it just kind of gives this fuzziness to it, and that's exactly what I want to do. It just that blend and fuzz look here that's going to be received by another value coming in is going to make the glass appear three-dimensional that way by doing this. I'll get back to that in just a moment. Okay, just filling in this dark value for now while it's on my brush. So again, I'm going to go into more permanent black now, and into some more of that color down here, so it's not just permanent black. Okay, something a little darker like this. And let's see, I'm going to go like this back here for our water drink line here. Okay, kind of something like that maybe, and I'm going to make this a little bit thicker and a little darker back here. All right, and then I'm thinking just a little bit of paint left on the brush, and again, I'm also going to drag this in right in front of it to have kind of this lighter value look to it and more of a solid line here to show where the drink stops. Okay, and this is a little shadow coming from it. Something like this. And I'm just kind of tapping it. I'm not really pushing the bristles too much. I'm just kind of fuzzing this on here instead of laying it hard on there like before, to give it that shade and that shadow and that three dimension that's going to happen here with by putting these elements in. So these are just some building blocks. I'm just getting some colors and a little bit of effect established for now and just laying it in there. And that's going to work with everything else to build this up and make it what it is. All right, so let's see. A little bit more black. And right here in front. Kind of a broken up line in a way like that, yeah. Okay, and just gonna say something like that. All right, now I want to get a little bit more water on this brush. I want to make a very distinct, very crisp, precise shape, no fuzzy line, anything. So as you can see, a little bit more water on my brush. So as I load this up, I'm gonna wiggle it on both sides and pull it through. And check out how crisp that edge is. And this is going to really help me to get in here and do this shape super well. So with that, I'm going to go with the very tip, something like that. I'm going to take the edge of the brush and I'm going to come down like this. And have that meet up with that edge right there. And look at that. That's just going to be this nice dark shadow area here. So right here, and use the very edge and very precisely. Okay, something like that. Excellent brush for this. Okay, and then in here, I can just pull this forward a little bit. And then I just pull the rest of this into the rest of the shape here. Okay, just like that, and I can totally fill this in super well with this brush. Such an awesome brush for these things. I'm telling you, if you don't have an angle brush, I would recommend it for this piece, for these shapes. It is perfect for this. It'll get you everything so precise. And it's simple to work with, and you know, if I need to, I can turn my canvas all good and really get in here and see what I'm doing and rest my hand maybe on my art easel here. Just let this thing work for me. Bang, bang. See that? That's awesome. Just using the very, very tip of the brush here. And look at that. I fill that in like it's nothing. I can have confidence that this will stay in the lines as I use this. Okay, and I can even use it to fix a line if it's kind of wobbly maybe. All right, something like that. All good. Now I'm gonna do is kind of do the same thing up here. I'm gonna go a little bit, again, load that brush up the same way. Okay, and I'm gonna go, again, very precise shape here. And again, I'm gonna turn my canvas so that I can actually see my line as I go down. Okay, if you gotta turn your canvas, all good. See, I can do it. Never let anybody tell you you're not allowed to turn your canvas, that you're not a real painter, whatever. That so-and-so never turned his canvas. Well, you know what? I'm not so-and-so. I'm me, and I like to do what makes me happy. So as you can see, just like that. Okay, again, nice brush, nice little precision shapes here. And let's see, I'm gonna go down. This thing treats me super well when I'm using it. I don't have to be so stringent. I don't have to, you know, put on my Superman glasses or anything to focus as if it were some X-ray, you know, vision I had to have while doing this. This thing is awesome. Okay, so I'm gonna wipe a lot of that paint off the brush, and what you're gonna see here in a minute, or in just a sec actually, is it's not gonna be quite as dark. With just a little bit of paint left on the brush, I can drag out now some of these things like this. See that? Just kind of fade this off. Okay, kind of like that. Okay, just this little stuff happening in here, and a little bit more pigment on my brush now because I want to go this, and then I'm going to come down like that. Okay, just kind of something like this. Okay, so it's already starting to happen. As you can see, it's going to start taking off here in just a moment. And there's nothing to this painting at all. It's just, glass is really just about some shadows and reflections, really. It's not like I'm painting glass. But with the background that I'm going to put in here in just a minute, and all the reflections and the white highlights that I'll put on, man, this thing's going to zing so good. All right, so let's get some white now. And let's see it. Well, when I said I don't need no more blue, maybe I wasn't telling the truth. I don't know. It kind of dried out over here. So I'm going to take just a teeny bit of blue. See, not much. I just want a hint. I want to get this background going again. Okay, maybe a little bit. Yeah, like that. I got to watch out for that blue. It'll eat up everything if I let it. I'm not careful. Okay. Okay, I'm thinking something around like this. Okay, and again, if it's not exactly what I want it, if it seems off from the background and it's not looking too transparent because maybe the color's off, again, I can take anything and adjust it. Put a color that's supposed to be on top of the one that I'm laying down right now if it is off a little bit. And again, I can use that as an undertone to do other things that are gonna make it look good. Good and great and all that. All right. Let's see. All right, let me try this. Let's see how do we do here. So I'm gonna lay this in like that. See that? Come right up to the glass line here. And again, very precisely, just work this in. All good. And I can pull it in where it's like missing the canvas when I'm doing this. I just pull it down like this, it fills it in a lot better. Okay. See something like that. Yeah, a little bit of blue is missing out of there. See, it's too gray now. So all good. So I'm just, again, I'm gonna grab some more blue. Okay, you can see how fast that really comes in to take over. I mean, I barely put any in and it's already wanting to turn everything blue. So let's try this. All right, something like that. Thinking that looks all right. Okay, and with that same value, I'm just gonna fill the rest of this in. And actually, let's get a little bit more white on there. Okay, and now here's the thing. Watch this. See, I'm gonna run the paint out. Get this bottom here covered to the drink line there. Okay, so I'm gonna run this over. See, just like this. And you just kind of creep the edge over of this light value onto this darker, fuzzy stuff that I left here, and watch, it just really blends in nice this way. See, it just kind of comes up to it and just naturally settles in. You see that? That's awesome how that acrylics, you can just really do some cool things with this stuff. Okay, so again, let's get over here. Okay, just kind of vertically going down the edge there and getting that faded in more. Okay. And letting it just kind of fade over that dark a little bit. Okay. All right, so now I want to put the rest of this down in here. Okay, I just kind of want to fade that out just like that because I'm going to come back in there in just a moment. Okay, so now what I want to do is grab a little bit more color. I want to saturate this color up a little bit by grabbing more of the black and the blue together. Okay, like this. And I don't want to put any more white in. Oh, maybe just a little bit, but not much. Okay, I want it a little more darker. Not as desaturated as some of this. And what I want to do now is bring this in because that shows the drink. And looks a lot better this way. Okay, and I'm just going to go to about right here with it. And I'm just going to sort of do something like this. Okay. And then over here, I'm going to use the edge, the tip right here to do something kind of like this. Okay, make this little shape over here. I don't know. Just getting these things in without cleaning. I'm going to take again some more titanium white. I want this very light again. Something I'm thinking about like this. Well, let's see a little bit more of that color. Maybe something like this. And I want to leave some white in here between the black and this value as I'm coming down, so I'll just take it to about right there. Okay, so I'm going to come in here now and fill some more of this in, just because you can see all the breaks and just the way acrylics are, and then some of this fuzzy black line stuff. I want to make it more definitive and have it not so broken up like this. So I'm going to go into some similar values again. I'm going to go into some more black again. Okay, a little bit more blue. Not much. And some titanium white. Okay, something about this tone here. And one more time, I just want to go in and just kind of fill these darker areas in, make them more crisp this way. Okay, actually want a little bit more white into that. Just a little bit lighter. Okay, a little bit more blue to that. Okay, let's go with something like this. Now, again, I want to go into some more background. Okay, a little bit more blue, not too much. Some of that, some of this. A little bit more blue, maybe, yeah. Something like this, maybe. All right, and one more time, I want to fill some stuff in, just kind of, again, fill these holes in. Okay, so something kind of like that. And now I want to clean this brush. I want to just take just pure titanium white. Okay, just kind of something like this. Okay, I want to get that nice edge on there. Okay, just like that. And I want to go just right underneath our dark line, and I want to strike with the very, very, very tip of this brush, very precisely. Just put this white highlight right here, right underneath the lip like this. That really sets that off. Okay, just kind of does something to it in a way, I don't know, kind of makes it pop and zing a bit. Okay, and also right here where there's this break, I want to make this just pure titanium white. Okay, something like that. All right, we're seeing some stuff happen a little bit now. Okay, same thing right under here. All right, let me get a little bit more white now into that. And make that show up a little bit better. All right, that's much better. Something like that, see that? Really want to get this opaque and really coming out of there in a more obvious way. And now I want to take and put that white down in here. I'll knock this back a bit, maybe a little bit like that, yeah, okay. And just want to come back over here and knock some of this darker value back and just kind of fade this in. Just like that. I'll lay it down a little bit more paint, see, like that, and then I can use this paint here from here as I go, very light pressure as I bring it into this little bit darker value here. Okay, something kind of like that, and then may leave kind of a gap. I'm gonna have to let this dry because this isn't going to cover in. That's okay. So I'm going to go now and just kind of strike this highlight right here. Okay, and now more titanium white again, but I want a little bit of this color in here, not much, but mostly titanium white. Okay, something like that, just a hint of that color. And something about right here. Just going to sort of follow the curve of the glass here a little bit, kind of match it with this line here. Okay, and then as I come down, kind of want to do this. Okay, so a little bit of this darker value from the drink color here is kind of shown in there, and this is going to give some transparent reflection going on there. So I'm going to now take this from here and bring it down just like this. Okay, just something like that. I know it's hard to see maybe the difference, and I can always, again, like I said, adjust values, which I will do in a minute. Okay, but sometimes, and actually a lot of times, you have to get with acrylics, especially with color mixing, unless you're just like a mad scientist and you can just mix them the first time, every time, all the time, the first time around. Then usually I find that it's kind of an experiment. I put a value down, I'm like, that needs more of this or less of that. And it's just really just getting the experience with it and just having practice mixing colors and getting them to be what they should. Okay, so right here is going to be some more stuff here. I'm going to kind of hit this right here, the back of the glass with a reflection there. Okay, and then so you're just going to make this triangular shape very easily just by using the angle brush there. In the edge of it, I can bring it down. Okay, something like that. Something like this, maybe. Okay, little things. I'm going to go around those now just a little bit with some more of this value. I'm going to get a little bit more black into that, a little bit more blue. I don't know, just kind of something like, maybe like this. Okay, just something very light on my brush. And okay, so you can see those show up a little bit better, and also over here. Okay, so then we get these little things showing up better. All right, so I'm going to clean the brush again. And one more time, I'm going to go down here and let's watch how well this shows up now. See if those darker values involved. Shows up super well. Okay, so just like this. And I'm going to leave some of it open just a little bit like this, okay, to give that transparent look to it. And also back up here. Okay, so some stuff happening there, yeah, just like that. So now let's get titanium white and let's see, let's put some more of that up here, give it more opaque and brighter here, another layer here. Here's what I want to do. Again, I want to take now some more of this color and kind of want to go in here like this. Just kind of gray that a little bit back in here. All right, something like that. And without cleaning, I'm going to grab again some more black, some more blue. Something like this. Okay. Kind of about this tone up here, and sort of bring that up a little bit more in there. Okay. And then also right in here, see, because that puts that transparency into that more. Okay. And so without cleaning, I'm going to take now just a teeny bit of titanium white, and I'm going to go over that. Just kind of use my finger and see, gives that transparent kind of reflection right there. Okay, I'm going to clean this brush now. And once again, I want to hit more of a distinction here. I want to make this pop out a little bit more there. Okay, kind of like that. See, just little things. All right, so just like that. And then also with that black, I'm going to go ahead and load it up right here in the front. Just kind of hitting that a little bit. Okay, something like that. Okay, and then again, I'm going to load up more black again. Okay, getting that nice crisp edge on here. And I want to come down and go, oh. Okay, something like that. And same thing other side. I'm going to outline this, causing this glass to really pop and come alive. Okay, all these highlights against this dark, this permanent black really does something. Okay, I'm going to use the full-on edge of the flat brush here as I bring it down. Okay, something like that. Maybe a little bit thicker here. Pushing a little bit harder with the brush. As you can see, I'm bending the bristles a little bit more, and that gives me a thicker line. Okay, and that just gives it more definition, I think, that way. Okay, so something like that. We're seeing this come alive now. Looking all right. Okay, cleaning that brush. All right, I have a number 2 nylon flat brush, and it's kind of beat up, but it's perfect for blending and doing gradients and transitions. So I'm going to take just titanium white into this brush, and it is dry. I didn't put any water or anything. I'm just going to use it in its best way by not putting water. Okay, so I'm going to go right here and where this didn't fill in before. Now you can see how well it covers over. Okay, and with that, I'm just going to take this out and just kind of drag it over like this. Okay, and very light pressure with my brush, I can just kind of dust that in and kind of do something like that. It shows light just kind of hitting and playing off the glass there. Okay, and also while I'm at it, I'm going to take again some titanium white. I kind of want to come out here and I want to give this picture more of a light source, show that it's coming in and zinging in, lighten up the glass a little bit, and just kind of gives this pop a little bit, I think, just a little bit more of this titanium white. Okay, you can leave your background as it is, it's all good. I just kind of wanted to show, like I said, some light play, or like some light source hitting this picture here. Okay, just kind of something like that, just scratching that in and just kind of grinding all this in dry. Okay, all good. Seeing paint runs off the brush as it runs dry, and it makes it really easy to just scrub this in over this more darker value here. And just like this, I can just get that nice gradient, nice transition going. Yeah, just like that. Okay, something about that. Kind of do whatever you want to do here. All good. And then also right up in this area, and even the borders and the sides as well, all this. It's kind of making the background wrap around a little bit. And just kind of stirring this up where it lands. And I can always blend this more, this darker value back over the white if it gets too much white down. Okay, so I'm not worried about it. What I don't want to do is stop with a hard line somewhere, because I'm like, oh no, I went too far, and then you have a hard line that you got to deal with, try to blend over, and it's really about covering the hard line, and then with that new value leaving a fuzzy line to be able to blend into that one. So hard lines are really, there's nothing much you can do about blending those. You really just have to cover them up and then blend on top of that. So I'd rather just take a value out further, leaving it fuzzy and able to be blended into really well, and then have to come back with the other value, because that's easier, I think, than trying to get rid of a hard line. But you know, that's just me. Whatever anybody wants to do. I'm just showing the methods that I have found to be, for me, the most effective so far. Okay, just basic stuff that I have found to work in just about every kind of painting, and therefore give me the ability to utilize those basics to express and do any kind of art that I want to do, because they all work, like I said, with pretty much everything. So as you can see, very light pressure. I'm just blending this out, getting that shade going, getting that light, natural light play. Know what I'm saying? And we got some stuff happening here. So there we go, just kind of something like that. Okay. And I think that looks nice. It gives it a really nice shine and really kind of sets it off. Okay, and while I'm at it, even though this is not really for straight lines and all that, I'm gonna go back on here, and I just want to lay some more white in and just kind of make this pop a little bit more with some more of this white. Okay, something like that. We are looking good. Okay, I'm gonna leave these ones more like that. Just kind of shows a difference in light play a little bit, how it kind of changes up. Maybe it's not quite as bright in some places, and maybe it's just like super bright in another, and in that way it mixes up the different tones and the values and all the effect. Okay, a little bit of that white in here, a little bit, yes, I can see that. Now we can see that better. And let's go something like that. Okay. Again, going back to my 3/4 angle brush here, that nice edge, I'm going to continue on now. And what I want to do is take now some more black and blue. Get some titanium white. Let's get this darker value going. Okay, I'm thinking something like that. Okay, so it's a little bit darker Payne's gray value. It's got a little bit more blue in it too, as you'll see. And I want to make this a very distinct line and this change of color here to show the reflection going on in the different background and table, how they're both hitting the stem here and really illuminating this. So you'll see here, I'm going to bring this down onto here. straight down like this, leaving this triangular area open. And let's see, I'm going to just kind of block this in for now, and then adjust color on top a little bit and make it do all the magical cool stuff that it's supposed to do. All right, as you can see, I'm going to be doing this background a little bit different value here coming up soon. I'm going to go into some titanium white now. No cleaning, and it's going to mix a little bit because this is still a bit wet, but it's going to give me a lighter value of it as I place that titanium white in here. And I just kind of want to sort of do this, just kind of dust it over with just the tips of the brush. I'm not really bending them, I'm just kind of scooting it in, kind of give a blend here in a way. Okay, something like this. See that? Gives a little highlight right there. I'm going to take now my number 11 flat brush, same one I did out here. I'm going to block in now the bottom here with this similar value that I did for the stem. So again, I'm going to take some black, some blue, good scoop of white, and I'm looking for a darker, of course, Payne's gray value with that black and blue with just a hint of blue in there. And let's see, I'm gonna go a little bit more black. And a little bit more blue. I don't know, something maybe something about this tone. Yeah, that'll work. Okay. And right here again, I want to go hard line to show the edge of the table here that it's on. And I'm just going to leave the brushes and just go for my tip here, or yeah, very tip of the brush, right up to the glass. And then this way too. Right up to the edge of the glass. I can even pull from it. Okay, something like that. And I'll just block in the entire table, of course going around all the things here. All right, so this blocked in now. I'm going to change some values to show light play going on here. I'm going to take my number 9 natural round bristle brush. This is going to really allow me to get these nice gradients here with these natural bristles. Okay, and I'm going to take a lighter value now of that same stuff. So I'm going to go into some titanium white, and also this is a dry brush. With it wet, it just doesn't work to blend very well. It has all these rough cut edges everywhere and it just looks sloppy, but with it dry, it makes a nice blend, very smooth. Okay, so I'm going to take a little bit of this white, a little bit of this color over here. Okay, something, I don't know, something like this. Let's see. Okay, and I'm just kind of do something like this. Okay, and right here, just going to go right up to the edge here, as you see. Okay, something like that. Also on the edges, I'm going to work this, like I said, just wrapping this painting around the borders. It looks cool like that with a pre-stretched canvas, I think. Okay, so let's just take this out. See, it just really blends in this well this way. It just really takes it, makes it look really nice like that. Okay, just kind of something like that. And I'm not worried about covering up some of this black that kind of got lost in here. I'm going to redo this again once I get this all taken care of in the background here first. Okay, it's kind of like sweeping a floor. You don't start with the counters. You do that last so you can sweep the floor last. So I'll get the foreground stuff last here after I get this all done. all these other values set where they go. All right, so just dry brushing that, see, kind of like that. Kind of show some light hitting the table, as you can see there. Okay, let's go back. Let's go into some more of this color now. Okay, and let's see. Go back in and do this. Let's see a little bit more of that. It kind of shines it up a bit more, I think, yeah. Very effective. Look how that just blends over like that. And then of course over here, I want this to kind of come over here and just kind of blend off, like I said. He just kind of does this. And we can see that natural light play and transition thing going on. Okay, yeah, like that. And I'm gonna say something about like that. That's the tones I think that are gonna really set this off. Okay, I'm gonna clean this brush now. Okay, so with my number 11 flat brush, I'm gonna take this same light value and make it more solid with this. And then I'll just kind of run it off into more of this broken stuff here that fades off into this darker value there. Okay, I just wanna get it more solid. So again, go back into a little black, a little blue. Okay, mostly titanium white, of course. Put some of that color, there we go. Okay. So, something like that. Okay, and once again, just gonna bring this down on, like I said, on this side. Sort of bring this over. Okay, just kind of like that. Okay, to get out the brush strokes here, just gonna lightly go over it like that and just kind of blend them out. Okay, and then over here, just kind of scrub this out again out into these areas. Okay, just going lightly over. Okay, something like that. And again, I'll bring this over. Just kind of something like that, yeah? All right. Yeah, it just gives it more of a dramatic effect in that way. Okay, gonna clean that flat brush off now. Okay, back to my number, or my 3/4 angle brush here. I'm gonna hit this edges of the glass again. I'm gonna take just permanent black again. I'm gonna load it up. Okay, get that nice edge on it. Boom, boom, and just to get a better view on this, I'm going to turn it so I can just, again, go in here and reestablish our line here that got covered up. See? You just come back anytime and make this happen. Boom, just like that. Okay. Okay, see, getting it back, getting it established again. We're looking good now. Things are not all fuzzed out and looking whatever, you know. All right, so I'm gonna add just some of this back in to make this show up a little bit more, give it more of a direct hard line here. Okay, something like that. I'm just going to hit the edge here, this with using the corner of the brush. Okay, something like that. And then from here, it's just going to sort of break apart and just kind of do this line right here. Okay, something like this. This side as well, I'll fill this in. All right. Okay, just gonna streak a little line in here like this. See, kind of like that. Get this reflection going now. I'm gonna go down. All right, now I want to fill in this part right here. And block this guy in. Okay, just kind of maybe something like this, a little highlight deal over here a little bit. Okay, I'll fill that in a little bit more in a minute. Okay, let's just get this in. All right, something like that. Okay. And now again, I want to take, without cleaning, since I already have the black on there, some more blue. And actually, need more white. All right, getting more white. All right, maybe something like this tone here. And I want to go kind of something like this, right up to that black line like that. I don't want to go into it, of course. I want to leave that. And I just want to go kind of something like this. And again, just getting some of this base color on here, on the bottom here. Okay, and with that same value, I want to go start filling this bottom glass part in here, the base. And then just kind of using it to make this little shape here. Okay, I'm just going to put these little things in like this, see that? And again, this angle brush does such a nice job at getting all these precise lines and all that, see? Just like that. Alrighty, without cleaning out again, I'm going to take some permanent black. And I kind of want to go something like this. Okay, little detail stuff like that, yeah, okay, out here as well. It just kind of does something there. And I want to take my beat up flat brush here. It's number 2 nylon flat brush. And I want to just take pure titanium white now. And I want to knock this back. I came in too far, and that's fine. I can just go kind of like this and do that and shape it any way I want. Anytime, it's all good. See, just like that. And then also these little guys here, these little highlights. All right, I'm gonna knock some of this back a little bit. And have that do that. And even on this side a little bit, I'm gonna go just kind of up this a little bit. Okay, something like that. Let's go now a little bit of permanent black. And I just kind of want to get in here again a little bit more. Let's go back to my number or 3/4 angle brush here, and I'm gonna go back into that blue and black a little bit. I want some more color back in there. Okay, and with this, I want to knock back some of this white here and just kind of clean that up a bit. And so with that, I'm going to see, like, go under here. And kind of do something like this. Again, I'm going to take some permanent black. I'm going to go now and redefine this down here that I kind of lost. And what I'd like to do now, this is kind of out of whack. You can see the shape here a little bit. I think I got away from my layout a little bit, but that's okay, because I can come in here and watch. I can just knock back anything, anytime. Look at that. It even looks, and now it looks a lot better. Okay, I'll just kind of drag this out into this. All good. Alrighty. I'm going to go back in here now with some more titanium white. And just kind of break this up a little bit. See that? I want to do some things like this. And I want to reflect a little bit of that background color into that. So I want to take now some more blue, some more white, and then kind of do something like this. I think it's got that blue hue in there. And it's got to do something kind of like this. titanium white. Now I want to go, I'm going to just stick to the same number 2 flat here that I have, and I'm going to take this color now, a little blue and black, a little white in there, and more of this color, and just continue on down like this. And I want to take just a little bit more white to that. Okay, so it's more gray. And I want to come down here, kind of fill this in right here like this. Okay, sort of blend that in. Okay, as you can see there, and then okay, something like that. I'll even throw some of that in right here. Kind of fuzz that out. There we go, something like that. Okay. All right, I'm going to clean this brush now. Okay, now I have my number 3 nylon round brush here, and I can control lines pretty well with this. So I'm going to get it wet and just kind of have it shaped into a point. Okay, this is what I want to do with this, is get this little reflection detail stuff here. So I'm going to take now some of this black, some of that blue, some white, okay, a little bit more black. So I want it kind of a darker color here. Okay, something like that. And I'm going to get it fairly wet here, the tip there, or the bristles here, and I'm going to pull it through, and then it brings it to a nice sharp tip. Okay, and then with that tip, I'm going to go in here and right about here where it comes in like this, I'm going to just kind of do this. See, that just gives it a nice detail there. Shows the water running down. What I want to do is just take titanium white, and again I want to pull that through as it brings it to a point as I load it. Okay, and then right in here, I want to show this water shine here. You have the water running down like that, see that? And that's going to be something here in just a moment. Okay, and while I have this brush and while I have titanium white, I'm just going to go now and just going to hit some of these little things here. Show some sparkling highlights and kind of do some things like this. See that? Gives me some details in here now. I'm going to take some permanent black for now. And I'm just going to make some of the places where the dark shadows from the puddles are at, and just kind of get this laid in here. So follow me to a T, or you can kind of pick out where you want these to be. So like for instance right here, I'm going to go start off with just the tip of the brush, push a little bit harder, and then with the tip kind of come off of it like this, see? Like that. And I want these solid, so I don't want any broken lines at all. Okay, you can do these kind of however. I would say just make sure it's where you want it and how you want it, because if not, it'll take quite a bit of layers to cover up something that is, you know, a dark value with this light. And it's not the easiest, but and it takes a while, but it can be done. So just be aware of that. And let's see, I'm going to come up here, just the tip again. I'm not gonna make it, well, make it too fat. Okay, and right where this is at, I want to get something involved that kind of does that, and then it let's see, we'll kind of see, I'm going to have another one that goes a little bit harder with my brush, fatter line as you see there, and then I'm going to have it meet up with this. I'm going to kind of make a kind of a round shape here, kind of an oval shape. Something kind of like this. Okay, continuing my number 3 natural round bristle brush, or I'm sorry, nylon round brush. They're not natural bristles because I'm doing hard lines and I'm not gonna blend right now. So what I'm gonna do, okay, so I got a couple of dotted things out right here, a couple little drops out here. Okay, something like that maybe. I'm going to go back to my number 2 nylon flat brush here, and I'm going to take a value that's really similar to this. I don't want much difference at all. You can barely tell, but it's going to be enough to show the spills on the table, so it looks like it's reflecting the table. Okay, and I want something super duper light. Okay, a little bit of blue. Okay, maybe something like this. Just barely any difference known at all. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is go in here. And I'm going to do this bubble shape here. Yeah, I don't know if you can see that really at all. It's kind of hard. It doesn't really show up too well. So let me go back into some more color here. Okay, let me try something like this. There we go, something like that. Okay, and you can kind of see that a little bit, see, like that. Okay, and then also right in here. All right, so with that same value, just that subtle change as you see there, I'm gonna go ahead now and I'm gonna make this guy right here. Put some brown sugar in it. Okay, so just kind of making these things here, however Okay, I'll get to that side in a minute, but for now, I just want to take and fill this in now. Okay, so we can see the spillage here happening, and of course over here it's a little bit darker, so I'm gonna grab a little bit more of that blue and black. Okay, I'm thinking something like that, and I'm gonna come down off of this. So again, let's get some more of that color involved. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, just kind of, I think something like that, maybe, yeah. Okay. All right, and so let's get some of this and put that right here. Here's another one. Here's another one. See that, like that. And here's another one. These are just getting those shadows ahead of time. And you can do this the other way around too. You can just do all that and then add the shadows later if you want. It's whatever, however you want to do it. Okay, something like this. And I can use this background color as you see here to shape this and knock back anything and reshape any of this stuff anytime. So don't be afraid to go for this. Just, you know, see what you can come up with, see what looks good, knock back something if it doesn't. Anything, anytime. All good. See that? I can do this however with whatever. What I'd like to do now is just take a little time and just clean this up here on the bottom. I'm going to now go back to my 3/4 angle brush here, and once again I'm going to go into some black, and I want to really define this. Okay, just kind of something like this. So you can always clean something up no matter how messy it gets in this craft. It's all good. You just take something and just clean it right up. Hey, no worries, no hurries. However long you want to spend. And again, these little legs here reflecting up into that as well. Okay. And just kind of want to drag, just barely touching the canvas. I want to show a little shadow play off of this. Okay, right in here. Okay. And I'm going to go into my number 2 nylon flat brush here. It's good for blending and doing some things. I'm just going to take a little bit of permanent black here. And let's see, I'm going to just kind of do some stuff like this. Okay, and right here where the shadow's facing us, a little bit of that, a little bit of this. And it kind of connects onto this a little bit. Okay, see that? Okay. And so it just kind of does this here. And a little bit right in here. Let's give definition to this. Okay, we're going to start making this pop now. Something like that. All right, now what I like to do is just kind of lightly brush this black over the edges here just a little bit, just kind of fade them off. Okay, something like that, and then kind of fading the edges a little bit, yeah, like that. Okay, going back to my number 3 nylon brush, and I'm going to dip it again in water. I'm going to take just pure titanium white. Okay, just pull it through to a point as I turn it. And let's see, I'm going to streak a highlight right along here. And that's really going to set that off, make that shine a little bit, yeah. Okay, and just the very tip. Okay, something like that. Kind of do something like that, yeah, okay. And again, I want to enhance this little reflective little thing, like it's going through like that, yeah, see, like that. And okay, a little shine there, a little shine on this, see that? Okay. Something like that, yeah. And with that same value on my brush, like even with my script liner, I can even like that, and even with my finger I can settle it down, see, just kind of like that. And I'm actually going to clean my brush now. Just a little bit of gray with some white, see, just kind of like this. And just kind of want to dust this up just a little bit, yeah, see, like that. All right, so I went ahead and signed, and I want to thank you so much for all your time and your support, and I hope that you were able to follow this lesson well. Let me know down in the comments how this went, and any questions you have, I'll do my best to answer. And don't forget to subscribe if you dig my lessons, and totally give this one a shot. This is very forgiving, a very easy painting. Because of the limited amount of colors, you can just push and cover things back over anytime and in any way, and really clean anything up that gets covered or out of whack, and it's all good. So good way to practice everything from shading, blending, and being precise with the brush. All of that involved in this lesson here, and I hope you guys enjoyed this. And until next time, happy painting to you.